Redskins. Welcome to the Redskin Gymnasium on the campus of Union High School as we present the second week of our Game of the Week on TCI Cablevision Channel 3 between the top-ranked Jenks Trojans and the number 6-ranked Union Redskins. Hello again, Don King along with J.B. Haney as we get set for what should be a very important Frontier Conference game for both teams. It is interesting, JB, that we just saw Jenks win the Tournament of Champions, and they come into this game now with the number 1 ranking.
I think that's one of the first things you'd have to watch, Don, because it is so difficult on a high school level to play in a prestigious tournament such as the Tournament of Champions. Then you win it. 3 very emotional games. Come back and play on Tuesday night. Now, if it were Friday night, I think it would be a lot better for the Jenks Trojans, but it is going to be very difficult for Scott Paddock and the Trojans to come in here in the Union Fieldhouse and win. And keep in mind, Mark Tucker, although a first-year coach here at Union, he's a veteran coach. He's won a state championship. He's had the holidays to instill his philosophy a little deeper into his ball club. So it really is, you said it right, it is a very key Frontier Conference contest tonight.
Some very key players matching up very well in this game. We'll visit with the head coaches and find out who those players are as we continue from Union on TCI Cablevision of Tulsa, Channel 3.
This high school sports Game of the Week is brought to you by State Bank, Eastern Oklahoma Orthopedic Center, The Williams Company, Bama Pie, Rogers State College, and the Tulsa Eye Clinic.
At State Bank, we know we can't take care of your business if we're not open for business.
Rice, only a good energy food for the active athlete. No, it's also the best initial treatment for sprained joints. Are we advocating putting rice on a sprained ankle? Not exactly. You see, rice is a memory word for rest, ice, compression, and elevation, the best beginning treatment for injured joints. Apply compression carefully. Remember, a wrinkled or too tight ACE wrap can act like a tourniquet. Then elevate and rest the extremity and pack it in ice. When in doubt with any extremity injury, remember, ice is nice.
We're following the leader, the leader, the leader. We're following the leader wherever we may go. We're following the leader, the leader, the leader. We're following the leader wherever we may go. We're following the leader, the leader, the leader. We're following.
Just make sure you know where the leader is going.
Welcome back to Union Fieldhouse as we get ready for the key Frontier Conference basketball matchup. Union taking on Jenks. Scott Paddock, the head coach at Jenks, joining us. And Scott, congratulations again to you and your staff and your team and all of the supporters of the Jenks Trojans in winning a very difficult Tournament of Champions last week. Now, to come back on a Tuesday night, you didn't have long to really enjoy that, did you?
No, and I appreciate you saying that about us, but we have a tremendous challenge tonight. You're right. We had a couple of days we took off because we had no time off during Christmas. We came back Sunday, and yesterday had great practices. I really feel good about the way our guys are handling this. Everyone realizes we're maybe a third of the way through the season, and really in the grand scheme of things, where we are right now doesn't mean a whole lot. We're happy where we are, but we know if we don't get better, other people are, and it's going to be very tough tonight. We haven't had much success over here over the last few years.
What do you expect out of Mark Tucker? Now, Mark is a veteran coach, even though this is his first year here at Union High School. He's been out of it a few years, had won a state championship at Oklahoma City Southeast. How do you expect the Redskins to play under Mark Tucker?
I think they're going to be fairly patient on offense and try to give the ball to their two top scorers, Rod Smith and Zach Bennett. Defensively, they played a few different things on it, so this will be a good test for us because we've never faced him as a coach over here. We faced a lot of these players before, but never under Coach Tucker.
Well, one thing for sure, Scott, after tonight, you faced some good 5A ball clubs in Oklahoma in the last 10 days.
We will have. It'll be a big stretch of games for us, and hopefully we can pull one out tonight.
Best of luck tonight against the Redskins.
Thanks a lot.
Scott Paddock, the head coach of the Jenks Trojans, and now joining us, Mark Tucker, the head coach of the Union Redskins. And Mark, I'll tell you what, we were talking with Don King before in the opening, and the fact that you've had the Christmas holidays to work with the kids, getting them to look at your philosophy and your scheme of basketball. How do you feel now that you're getting ready to start the second phase of the basketball season?
Well, JP, to this point, I feel really well about everything. The kids have responded well and played hard and just done an excellent job. And we used the time over the break to work on some things that we needed to get accomplished on both ends of the floor.
Going to be some outstanding personalities in high school basketball on the court tonight. You've got Bennett and Smith, and Jenks has about 8 or 9 players that they're going to run at you. How are you going to match up, and how are you going to stop the depth that Jenks has?
Well, I don't really think any of these high school teams can match up with Jenks with the height and the numbers that they run at you and the quality players. It's really going to be tough to do. I think the main thing is you just sort of have to try your best to control the tempo of the game and do some things on both ends of the floor that's going to give you a chance to be successful.
Have you ever come back and had to play a tough game like this after winning a tournament? I think sometimes that could be in your favor.
Yeah, possibly it could, but JV, I haven't coached in so long I can't even remember.
Well, I tell you what, Mark, tonight it'll come out. Best of luck to you.
Thank you, JV. Appreciate it.
Mark Tucker, the head coach of the Union Redskins, and this should be a good one. Let's join Don King now. He has the starting lineup for us.
Thank you, Coach Haney, and a nice visit with the coaches as we take a look at the starting lineups. A great guard tandem from the recent Tournament of Champions, Daniel Chi and Luke Allen, both averaging right around 10 points a game. Aaron Jack was the most valuable player in the Tournament of Champions. The Trojans are 8-0, number 1 in the state, and averaging 71 points per game. For the Union Redskins, under first-year coach Mark Tucker, they are 5-1 on the year, a number 6 ranking. They've won their last 5 ball games after losing their season opener. Great guard tandem, Rick Ponce de Leon, 3-year player, as is Rod Smith and Zach Bennett. Bennett a great force inside at 17.5 points per game and double figures in rebound. As we get set for this game, J.B. Haney, some of the keys between the two teams.
I think, Don, what we talked about earlier, the big key for Jenks is can they come back from a very emotional 3-day tournament in the Tournament of Champions in which they won, come back and play with that same type of intensity tonight against a very good Union ball club. And I think it's going to be a battle of big men in there. Can Renzai Stone stop Zach Bennett? Now, Zach Bennett's a junior. He's a year older than Renzai and carrying something like a 17-point average. They're going to have to double up on him, and we know that Rod Smith can fill it full from the outside for Union. So, good inside, good outside, both ball clubs. Depth could be a factor with Jenks.
Here we go. The Trojans in their maroon, dark uniforms. Renzai Stone, the game winner last week in the championship game over Booker T. Washington. In the middle, jumping against 6'8" junior Zach Bennett. And we are underway from Union. This one will remain with the Jenks Trojans.
2 veteran officials tonight. Johnny Johnson working along with Mr. Burrows, 2 good officials working the top.
Inside, they try to pass it. Ponce de Leon, number 10, coming down to knock it out of bounds. Inside, the alley-oop wouldn't go for Aaron Jack. Rebound Bennett. Here come the Redskins. Lost 5 players from a very good team a year ago, which included All-Stater Chris Hayes, the all-time scorer in Union history. Outside they work it. That's Mark McKenzie, averaging 6 points a game. Outlet to Chi. Knocked away by Ponce de Leon, and the guard play tonight will be just interesting as all get out.
It really will, and that was a great play in there by Rick that time. Got in the passing lane, really got up.
Yeah! It's good for Rod Smith. Foul on Todd Berman. The 6'4" senior's been hampered with fouls this season.
We get a good look here at Rod Smith, and you can see that he is a great shooter. That's great form, going up, releasing the ball, getting hacked on the hand, but not affecting the shot.
Smith collects the free throw, gets the bonus. He has the game's first 3 points. He's the leading scorer in Frontier Conference action at 21 a game. Berman can't shoot from there. And we're tied at 3. He had a big three-pointer, JB, late in the game against Washington.
I'll tell you what, Todd Berman can put the ball in the net, Don, and you could see on that shot that really shooting with a lot of confidence.
Bennett, look at him use the basketball. He's got great fundamental skills. His father was a coach. Mark Tucker on his feet. You heard him yelling in the background. Monte De Leon against Chi, and a foul, either against Chi, and it is. Daniel Chi commits the first Jinx foul.
Really get a good opportunity right there, Don, to look at that real aggressive man defense that Jinx puts on you. They get right up under your armpits. They're pressing you just about as tough as you can be pressed when you have the basketball. I thought Daniel Chi that time had talked Johnny Johnson into a possession.
It'll be this kind of battle all night.
Really hate to see them on the floor scrapping at the ball, because it seems like, I know they have to wait until two of the players get their hands on the basketball, but it seems to me like the whistle ought to be blown as soon as they go down. Mark Tucker there, the Union High School coach, won a state championship at Southeast in 1982.
Played at Sapulpa, was rumored to be one of the candidates for the Sapulpa job after Ray Rhines retired. Union still maintaining the basketball. 3-3 our score. Just about 2 minutes gone on the opening period from Union on Channel 3. Inside, Bennett, double figures every game this year against Stone. Backs in, gets it back. Blocked, but fouled on the body by either Jack or Stone.
And they are getting physical under the basket that time. A great move in there by Zach Bennett. Equally good defense in there by Rinzai Stone. And those two big guys they're going to have a good time next year. They will this year, but there you see the good up fake, up and under. Hey, that's good defense. Had his hand right on the basketball. Comes back to it. He does it again. Finally draws a foul in there.
At the line is Zach Bennett, his brother lettered last year. They moved in from Dewar not long ago. Their dad, a basketball coach.
We better keep an eye on Aaron Jack. He picks up his first foul, Don, and you know that was kind of critical in the Tournament of Champions, although they held on to win after losing Aaron.
Bennett puts the Redskins ahead again at 4-3. Daniel Chi, Brian Berman. Got it. That's another three. Berman came into this game hitting 33% from the three-point line. He's nailed a couple here, and the top-ranked Trojans are leading the sixth-ranked Redskins until Smith puts it in to tie the game.
Really got a good move in there by the little guard, Rick Ponce de Leon. Got inside, looked, and found Smith low. Good assist.
Second tie in the early going. Berman traveled that time. Union opened the season, JB, with a loss to Stillwater, 51-50. Then they bounced back with wins over Broken Arrow, Sand Springs, Edison, Springdale, Arkansas, in which Bennett got 27 in that game, and then they just beat Bixby in their last game before the Christmas break. Always a lot of fun to watch Union and Jinx hook it up, whether it be basketball, football, baseball, volleyball, doesn't matter, does it?
They really compete hard. The kids do it, Union and Jinx against each other.
Bennett, yes, with the left hand. Zach Bennett's got 3. Rod Smith's got 5. They account for all 8 of the Union points, who lead by a deuce, 8-6.
And Zach really tucked the ball to the hole that time.
Aaron Jack's first point, he used the right hand. That's something Rinzai Stone did, JB. We didn't mention in the winning shot against Washington, even though he's left-handed, 0-0, used the right hand for the game winner.
Well, Rinzai and Aaron Jack both will put it up with either hand, depending upon which is the proper hand and which you can get it off with without a defender getting his hand on the ball. And that just speaks well for both young men.
We're tied for the 3rd time at 8. Midway mark, opening period from Union on Channel 3. You're watching this on Saturday, another replay Sunday morning and Monday evening. Berman with the steal. Chee always looking down court, looking for Stone underneath the basket. They're working around Berman, same spot. Almost the same result. Stone, I think, is going to be called for a personal foul underneath the basket.
That's a 3rd foul on Jenks as a team, and it's getting closer to the 1-and-1. And you see Berman on the outside shot, going up strong there, and Rinzai Stone just up over the back. Just aggressive rebounding. Nothing to be alarmed about.
Depth might be a key to this game. The Trojans certainly, if they trap Ponce de Leon at half court, and it pays off. Traveling will be called on the Redskins guard Jay Eshelman.
We saw Jenks do that quite frequently in the Tournament of Champions, Don. They do an excellent job of trapping right at midcourt and then pressing the wings and pressing the middle, and it makes it real tough to get out of the trap and make a good pass.
Dinsmore, Brian Dinsmore, number 33 into the game. Nice move. He's got his first 2 points off the bench. 3-year letterman, averaging 7 per game, and the Trojans are back in front, 10-8.
Well, something we talked about earlier, Don, I see no signs of any kind of fatigue from Jenks.
Luke Allen, stripped by Ponce de Leon. Wow. Roderick Smith, he can sky. No basket, or wouldn't have gone.
I believe he called the foul on Brian Dinsmore on the drive in there by Rod Smith, but I can assure you that you'll see Rod Smith here, number 20. He gives just a little outside fake and takes that ball with his left hand. He's going to go to the basket. Was fouled out at the top of the key. Well, he's fouled again later, but the first and one accounted.
Rod Smith traveled and will go the other way. All conference preseason pick, Roderick Smith, number 20 for Union. Look at the team fouls. Jenks with 5. Union has yet to commit a foul. 2:50 to go, opening period. Trojans have the basketball and a 2-point lead of 10-8. John Medic, number 45, checks into the game. Dinsmore, Aaron Jack, averaging 16 points per game. Rebound Bennett. Boy, he can control the boards about as well as anybody.
He really moved well, Don, from the offside to bring that one down. Got a little bump from behind, didn't bother him, and a good no call by the officials.
Jenks leading the 3rd lead change to the 1st period. Union could get a deuce here and tie it up for the 4th time. Yeah.
Rod Smith really showed you something there. The time before down the court when he drew the foul, he faked outside and went inside. This time he fakes inside and goes out, takes it all the way to the baseline, lays it in there. Just an extremely quick move. And an interesting story behind Rod Smith. What an academic student he is, headed for the Air Force Academy. And yeah, I tell you what, he wants to be an aerospace engineer and has the talent to do it.
Free throw. Doesn't go for Smith. Union coming in, hitting about 65% from the year. So the free throw, Boyd's Union have taken the lead. Jack from the corner, Jackson. Aaron's got 4 points in the early going. 72% from the field. That's stout. The Trojans enjoying their biggest lead of 3 points. They had that earlier. And an offensive foul, I believe, on the Skins. Mark McKenzie whistled for the first Union foul with 1:48 to go opening period, and the Redskins want a timeout. Mark Tucker has called an early timeout late in the opening period.
You know, a lot of times people will criticize a coach for calling a timeout with less than 2 minutes to go in the period, but if you see something wrong, Don, in a game like this and you need to make an adjustment, well, you're not going to look at that clock. You're going to call that timeout and get things straight, because in a game with Jenks, you can't fall behind too many points and expect to catch up. They have a 3-point lead now, 13-10, and Mark Tucker certainly does not want anything to get out of hand here in the early going, and I would say that's the very smart timeout he called to make sure that he got his defense and everything squared away.
As you look at the Union pom-pom squad, certainly spirit is very much evident by these two schools, and we'll talk to some of those at halftime that are responsible here at Union.
Here we get a good look at the little point guard, Ponce de Leon, going, penetrating in there, and he plays defense with his feet and his hands, Don. That was just a great defensive play. Nice lob on down in to Luke Allen. But again, Ponce de Leon stealing the ball there. Incredible quickness.
Got it right back, didn't
he? Yes, he did.
J.D. Barnett, former TU coach, athletic director, being assisted here by Benny Dixon. Appreciate their hospitality. And the game well staffed medically by Eastern Oklahoma Orthopedic Center, one of our sponsors. Dr. Keith Stanley, the doctor for Union, and Dr. Alan Lewis, the doctor for Jenks. Jason Wolford's three-pointer in and out. Rebound, Zach Bennett. Union needs a tray to tie it up for the fourth time in this opening period.
Saw a little boxing one going on that time by Union. They were really putting the man defense on Luke Allen and boxing the others.
A tray would tie it up for the fifth time in this opening period. McKenzie out to Ponce de Leon, guarded by Jason Wolford. Under a minute, opening period. Smith has 7, Bennett 3 of the 10 Union points, and Bennett adds a couple of more.
And there was the two big guns. Give it to Smith outside. He feeds Bennett inside.
Trojans with the ball, 1-point lead. 30 seconds left, opening period.
Now you get a good picture of the boxing one. You can look across the way over and see Jay Eshelman, the 6'1 senior. He's just following Luke Allen wherever he goes, and the other three guys are now in like a 1-3, but they'll adjust it to rather of a box situation. But there's the face guard trying to draw a push.
Obviously, they have scouted Jenks because Luke Allen is the trigger on such a play as this. Yep. A little off balance, and that's the end of the opening period. Coming back with a second period as the Frontier Conference leads up for grabs. Jenks and Union, and the Trojans leading the Redskins by a point after one period on TCI Cablevision of Tulsa.
Nearsightedness, astigmatism, or the need for contact lenses or glasses. Radial keratotomy.
My RK surgery only took about 7 minutes, and I didn't feel a thing.
The staff was warm, they were friendly, and yet they were very professional.
It's great to wake up in the morning and not have to fumble for glasses.
For a free RK consultation, call the Tulsa Eye Clinic at 481-6630.
We mentioned Eastern Oklahoma Orthopedic Center. You just saw Tulsa Eye Clinic, one of our proud sponsors, and another great sponsors of athletics in the Tulsa community, Bama Pie.
Bama Pie, Tulsa tradition, Don, and I just encourage anyone to drop by 2745 East 11th Street at the Bama Sweet Shop sometime and taste a Tulsa tradition. And always our thanks to Paula Marshall Chapman, Dr. Helen Inbody Canada, and all the fine people at Bama Pie for supporting high school athletics in the metropolitan area of Tulsa.
Matt Holliday, number 11, checking in for the Trojans. 6'2 senior has the ball here. Yep, he almost took it. Berman, who hit a couple of big threes in the opening period, to Dinsmore. Got a basket off the bench. Daniel Chi, who got a rest at the end of the first period. To Holliday for 2. Boy. Jenks has had some just go in and out.
Actually, they were manning not only Chi, but they were also manning Luke Allen again that time. So, hey, that's a lot of adjusting defenses that's going on out there.
How's the shooting in the first period? Has been puts the Redskins ahead 14-13 with an exclamation point.
Union was shooting 63% Don the first quarter, Jenks 55%, so both teams off to just a good shooting night.
Berman, alley-oop to Stone, and backing in underneath was McKenzie. Whistle for his second foul. That's as many team fouls on the Redskins.
Mark Tucker up, asking Johnny Johnson exactly what happened in there. He explained that there was a little backing going on the box out.
Yes. Todd Berman with another. He's got 8 points. It's 15-14, the Trojans, and another lead change. Look at that strong move. Eshelman. Wow. You don't see moves like that from a guy averaging 5 points a game.
There was no doubt about what he was going to do, and he did it with a tremendous amount of confidence. Here we see the box and one now going on Chi. You see Eshelman over there with Luke Allen out.
Holiday's had a hard time shooting the threes this year. And here come the Trojans with a 1-point lead and the basketball. Brian Philpott gets ready to check in, I think with Aaron Jack. Bennett, nice move to his right, partially blocked by Stone, recovered by Dinsmore, outlet to Holiday. He's got Stone trailing him. Matt turns it down, Berman for another three. Stone gets it back out to him, another try.
You know, that's smart play. If you can't get the rebound, you got a guy like Berman, just play volleyball, just tip it back out. But got to credit Renzai Stone the last trip down. Bennett made a great offensive move, and Renzai was able to go ahead and block the shot, not draw the foul. And those guys are having a good time inside tonight.
Bennett off to McKenzie. Lake Paul charging on McKenzie. That's his third. And checking in quickly will be senior J.R. Miller. Miller, a 6'3" senior, 3-year letterman, has been bothered with an injury, but he'll check in for McKenzie here.
We get a good look at McKenzie that time, and Renzai Stone just played great weak side defense. He pulls over, he establishes himself, and then maybe put on just a little theatrics, but he got the foul. He did what he was supposed to do, Don.
Jack, nice pass inside. Philpott saves it. Aaron, not afraid to pass it. And why not when you got guys coming off the bench like Medic, Dinsmore, and Philpott.
Jenks do an excellent job there against the box and one. They're just ignoring Chi from the offense. The other four are playing against the zone and doing a good job. Good adjustment.
Chi nonstop. And he says he wears socks underneath those shoes. Bennett won't go off the heel. Rebound John Medic. Out to Allen. Chi, Allen, Berman set up, Jack rather. Oh, and he might have traveled. He did. Grabbed the foot.
I'll tell you what, Mark Tucker's pulling all the defensive tricks down. He's in a triangle and two that time. With Berman back in, he's going to man Berman. He's going to man Chi, and he's going to triangle the other three. And that affects you a little bit offensively. It takes a while to adjust to it.
Miller just into the game. Bennett, 6-footer. Miller tried to get the offensive, or tried to get the foul. Boy, Union is controlling the glass, but can't get it to go.
Just real good offensive rebounding in there, and J.R. Miller coming in and giving the Union Redskins a good boost in there on the boards, because he and Zach Bennett that time just kept after it. There we see the ball go into Bennett. Nice little up fake. But it looks like it's going to go in. Offside rebounding, always important. And who is there? J.R. Miller. Fake, doesn't take it by Aaron Jack. He's not going to take that up fake.
Miller collects his first point. This kid's been rather entertaining in the games we've had on TCI. He's been quite a player. He's been bothered, as I mentioned, by an arch strain. He's got a cup in his foot. Smith with the rebound.
And what a tremendous move that was off the free throw line by Rod Smith. I mean, he moved across that lane, got the position. Those are gifts when you can get a player to do that.
Skins go up by 2 after the free throw tied the game for the 5th time. So Union up by 2. Jenks could use a 3 and take the lead back. Chi guarded by Ponce de Leon. What a matchup that would be. Watch for it, even without the ball. Berman, that's a 2. Berman is in double figures with 10, averaging 7.5 on the season. Ponce de Leon loses it out of bounds. Daniel Chi says, come on, Jenks, get up.
I tell you, Daniel Chi will pester you when you have the basketball.
Luke Allen, some say bothered by a wrist, which he hurt last year. Berman, red hot. He's got a dozen to lead all scorers. Aaron Jack coming in at 16 a game, has only 4, all 4 in the opening period. And the Trojans regain the lead, 21-19. This thing has been back and forth throughout this first half. Great pass into Miller from Bennett, and a foul by Aaron Jack, his second.
That's why Jenks is number 1 in the state, why they won the Tournament of Champions, Don, because all 5 players can score at any given time. And here we get a good look going down through there. Zach Bennett hands the ball off in there to J.R. Miller, and he draws the foul.
They just keep rotating players in and out.
Jenks does. I mean, they just go. And about the time you put a stop on one, well, here comes another one in, taking Aaron Jack out. Now, many people could take a player like Jack out.
And Union is suffering a little bit from depth. They've always had great depth, usually under Bob Cleveland, but this year doesn't seem to be the case. Mark Tucker's pretty much sticking to 6 or 7 players this year. Miller gets the first, misses the second. Bennett, there. Bennett's got 9. Offensive rebounding, Union has really controlled the boards. They lead by a 1-point margin of 22-21.
Now we see
51 to go.
A little 3-2 zone maybe, Don. Maybe a 1-2-2 or maybe even a yo-yo.
Allen penetrates, offensive foul, his first. And the 7th on Jenks. However, with it being a player control foul, an offensive foul, no shooting at the other end.
These two teams are playing tournament basketball right now. I'm talking about March basketball.
Been very impressed, haven't you, with the intensity that the teams are playing on this side, with Washington playing well the other night, Jenks, Union. Look at Smith there. He's in trouble. What'd he do? Bounced it off one of the legs of the Trojan players. However, Johnny Johnson thought it went off Smith. Earl Burrows will say, I don't think so. It'll stay with Jenks. Mark Tucker can't believe the call.
Oh, that just makes for a better second half, Don. Bennett has 9 rebounds for Union. Jenks only has 6 rebounds, so he has just really been a terror on the board.
Ponce de Leon with a steal. I mentioned Allen's bad wrist from a year ago. Ponce de Leon broke his wrist as a sophomore. 3-year letterman. Allen couldn't get it. On the move, won't go for Escherman. Rebound Minnick. Good rebound. Here comes Allen across the timeline, and he'll set it up. Under 2 minutes to go, Trojans down by a point. Jason Wolford over to Allen, to Stone. Allen loves to penetrate, that's why. His first points of the game.
And what a penetration that was. When you can penetrate against a 3-2 or a 1-2-2 zone and not get touched, you're pretty slick.
7th lead change of this first half. Minute and a half to go, first half. Ponce de Leon hadn't scored yet. Miller gets it stopped by 3 Trojans. The outlet pass from Stone to Allen. It's on the run again. Oh, looked like he tripped going up over one of the Redskin players.
Luke Allen really, Nate Harris and all of the coaches in the Tournament of Champions was really high on Luke Allen, and that shows you why. He can really take the ball down and push it right to the glass.
Miller into Bennett. Yes, and count it.
Nice move in there that time by Zach Bennett. He caught the ball, went down the baseline. He knew exactly where Rinzai Stone was. Gave him the little up fake and drew him to him. Then went right back up and gets the foul, but still is in control of the basketball. Able to shoot it, maybe end up with a three-point play.
The honor roll student has 10 points. He's in double figures now in all 7 of the Redskins games. Under a minute to go, first half. Redskins up by a deuce, 25-23. We've had 8 lead changes in this first half. And at halftime, we'll have a couple of guests for you we think you'll enjoy. They have to do with the spirit of prep athletics, which you see here on TCI.
2 great organizations at Union High School. Their cheerleaders and their band. And we'll have an opportunity to visit with Nikki Cabanis. And Don, you'll be visiting with Dale Barnett, the band leader, and what a renegade regiment they have here at Union High School.
That's the end of the first half. The clock, the bottom of your screen. Great defense by Union. They forced the turnover with 5.8 seconds remaining, up by 2. Will he go all the way? Ponce de Leon off to Miller. My, oh my, what a first half between the 6th-ranked Union Redskins and the top-ranked Jenks Trojans. 27-23 your score, and that's the biggest lead of the game.
And Ponce de Leon takes the ball out of bounds, Don. He touches it with less than 5 seconds. He takes it the length of the court, kicks it off to J.R. Miller, and he scores at the gun. And, hey, I think they caught Jenks napping just a little bit on that one.
All right, coming up here at half court, TCI Cablevision's operations manager, Juan Herrera, wanting to recognize students from each school for their academic achievement here on our games on Channel 3. From Jenks, Melissa Mills. Melissa's a 3.83 grade point average student. She's also belongs to the pom-pom squad. She's an all-star from a great pom-pom squad, member of the National Honor Society and active in Fellowship of Christian Athletes. So congratulations to Melissa Mills. Also from Union, Roderick Smith. Rod's a senior with a 4.35 GPA. He is ranked 14th out of 611 students. Also, as you know by now, an outstanding basketball player, member of the Boy Scout Explorer program. Congratulations to Melissa Mills from Jenks and Rod Smith from Union from TCI Cablevision of Tulsa. Welcome back to the Redskins Gymnasium. Again, the 5th-ranked Redskins, 6th-ranked Redskins going for their 6th in a row against the Trojans going for their 9th in a row. And the Skins taking a slim 4-point lead in this first half, in which we've had 8 lead changes in this first half and 6 ties.
And we take a look at the State Bank halftime stats here. And the field goal percentage is certainly favoring Union, 52%. And if you notice, no 3-pointers by Union. This has kind of been a key. They're taking everything inside to the 2-point line. They get 5 out of 9 free throws. Jenks does not shoot a free throw the first half, so good defense in there by Union. And Union, surprisingly, is leading in the rebound by 15-8. Turnovers even at 8 and 8, and 23-27 the score. The Union Redskins leading, and I tell you what, Don, we just need to follow those rebounds the last half.
Zach Bennett, the leading player of the game right now, 12 points, and I've got him at 10 rebounds. Look at that move.
That is slamming them home.
Leading scorers, I mentioned Bennett with 12, Rod Smith with 9 for the Trojans. Todd Berman's been red hot. A couple of trays, he's got 12. And Aaron Jack, averaging 16 points per game, has 5. Well, here we go. Start the second half, and the Skins up by 4, their biggest lead of the game. Jenks' biggest lead of the game has been 3.
The crowd's really getting into this inside game in there with Rinzai Stone and Zach Bennett, and they are just having a friendly war.
Miller, who started most of the season, didn't start this game due to an injury. Misses the shot from 10. Berman rebounds and brings it up. Aaron Jack to Berman. Nice work.
And a nice screen in there on the back door set by Daniel Chi that really allowed Aaron Jack to open up. Just a good play in there by Jenks.
One of the things that Jenks shows you as Allen tries, he got it knocked out of bounds by Ponce de Leon. Allen not too happy with the call or his effort here. But one of the things you can see that these Trojan players have played together quite a while.
Oh, they have, and they play with such confidence with each other. Great alley-oop there.
Bennett commits the foul. That's his first. Mark McKenzie for Union has 3 fouls, and nobody for Jenks has saddled with any foul trouble.
One thing every coach tells his team at halftime is he wants them to come out ready to play in the third quarter. Don't rest on anything you've done in the first and second, because it means nothing if you don't come out ready to play in the third. And Scott Paddock does a marvelous job of having his kids ready when they come out in the third period.
Aaron Jack with his 8th point. Double figures in all 3 of the Tournament of Champion games. Tubby Smith in the win over Virginia Commonwealth recently said his club had to come out to win at VCU by playing great defense in the first few minutes of the second half. JB has always told me, and why not, past president of the Coaches Association, member of the Hall of Fame, that a game this tight is usually won or lost the first 3 or 4 minutes of the second half.
It really is, Don. You find so many of them that they come out, and I don't know what happens to kids. I think if they're ahead, they feel like that, well, listen, we're just going to expand it and go on. And it just doesn't work out that way. You've got to come back out and start all over. Here we get a good look at Rick Ponce de Leon. He's trapped over there, so he's just going to turn and, well, he gets pushed right there, almost pushed out of bounds.
Second foul on Daniel Chi. Each team with a foul here with 1:15 gone, third quarter. Ponce de Leon's first 2 points of the game against Chi.
Down, isn't that a great battle between Chi and Ponce de Leon?
Union up by 3, 29-26. They could use one of those Berman 3-pointers.
Union's coming back out in that 1-2-2 zone in the second half.
Allen hasn't shot much. And has had trouble from 3-point land. Not that time. Offside rebound of the Redskins. With out-rebounded Jenks again, 2-1 in this game. Rod Smith might have walked. No call. 3-footer won't go. Stone with the big rebound. The outlet to Berman. Backs in, turns. Bennett with the rebound. And a foul on Aaron Jack, and that'll be his 3rd.
Zach Bennett doing another excellent job on defense. The big men in this game, Don, play well defensively. They don't jump up and slap at the ball, slap at arms. They go right straight up in the air and utilize. You can see that time that he just went right straight up, talking about Zach Bennett prevents an easy shot.
All right, Union steps over the line for a violation, trying to inbound the ball, and so Luke Allen will do the honors for Jenks.
Turnover's always important. Both teams had 8 in the first half, and it looks like, I think that's about 3 that Union has had here in the first 3 minutes of the third period.
Berman into Stone, brought it down, gets in trouble. Todd penetrates to Allen, 7-footer off the glass. Might have been blocked by Bennett. Luke Allen's got 4 points.
I believe you're right. I think Zach Bennett deflected that ball.
29-28, Skins by a point with the basketball. Jay Eshelman doing the honors. Off to Ponce de Leon. Chi says go right, and he does. Cut off at the baseline, knocked away. Nice work by Chi. He told him to go to the baseline, he did, and then he cut him off, knew exactly what he was going to do. 5:20 to go, third period. We've got a timeout on the floor. And tell you that the Union girls team under Edie Allen defeated Larry Zentera's Jenks girls team in a great battle, 54-48. That one going down to the wire as well.
Here we see Chi just inviting Ponce de Leon to go to the baseline. Then when he tried to take it back inside, he couldn't get it back there, and ultimately ending up with Jenks and getting the ball. We're talking about this shot a second ago, Don. None will match the one we saw in the Tournament of Champions. when Philpott takes one off the head and it goes in.
Good luck, JV. They knew you were coming. They wish you good luck. That reminds us to wish good luck and our prayers and thoughts to a family member we're missing tonight on TCI Cablevision of Tulsa, Channel 3, a guy that's been with us in all 6 years of doing our high school sports. A young man that lost his wife and a young boy over the New Year's holiday.
And of course, we're talking about Rick Scott, and Don, you're absolutely right. Our prayers and our thoughts go with Rick, and he's in St. Francis Hospital. We visited him this afternoon, and I know one thing, he's going through a tremendous tragedy in his life, but he's strong, and he's going to be back on the sideline with us here in a very, very short time.
Daniel Chi to Dinsmore for 3. Five minutes to go in the third period. Union up 29-28, and they have the ball. Miller looking for help. Smith has 9 points, all in the first half. 21-point average.
What a move in there by Rod Smith. He does a little footwork and gets the baseline, and when he comes back, what jumping ability. He's right up there and just laying it on the glass.
She hadn't scored yet. To Stone, and a foul on Union.
That's not an easy play. A lot of people think that's an easy play. That really isn't, but Daniel Chi does an excellent job, not only with Aaron Jack, but also in there with Renzai Stone. And you can see some eye contact coming in there, and Renzai goes up, and the foul coming from behind, no doubt about it, in there, J.R. Miller committing it.
Chi, I think it might have been his first shot of the game. Philpott's shot won't go, might have got it back, and another foul on the Redskins. This one might go on Rod Smith. It does, that is his first. That'll be the third team foul on Union here in the third period.
Oh, it's getting intense. The intensity it's increasing, Don. Coach Sucker didn't like Chi sneaking in behind Bennett that time and setting a little screen on him.
The Trojans fresh off a Tournament of Champions championship. Cheese won't go again. Smith away with the rebound. After beating 3 state-ranked teams in 5A, Oklahoma City Northwest, Memorial, and Booker T. Washington. Here they are trying to beat another state-ranked team out of Class 5A and an opponent from the Frontier Conference, the Union Redskins. Bennett. No foul on Stone, but Bennett gets it back after he steals it away from Brian Philpott. And Ryan Eshelman has it out front. Not much scoring in this third period. Miller, Ponce de Leon wide open. And a foul by Chi reaching in as Ponce de Leon went by. That's a third on number 3 for Jenks. He'll leave the game as you see Daniel Chi.
And here we see that bench strength coming in again as 3 new players come in for the Jenks Trojans. And Don, you mentioned the fact that it's not a very high scoring game. When you have the basketball in this game, it seems like you have 3 people attacking you, and that's the reason they can't shoot the basketball.
You better hurry. He did, it cost him. Allen knocked it away. Dinsmore gets fouled. And that is the second foul on J.R. Miller. 4th team foul on Union. We're approaching the 3-minute mark of period number 3, and it's a 3-point game. The Trojans could use a 3 to tie it up. Berman set up. He's got 2. Kept in battle for the basketball. Medic jabs at it, knocks it out of bounds.
Berman opened the game. He was just red hot from the outside, but has cooled down a little. Still, his shot looks good, and I think that's what the coaching staff looks for.
Earl Burrows making the call for Union. And the Jenks crowd can't believe it. Look at Allen. Does he anticipate well? This is great defense.
That was a great defensive play, Don.
Jenks is averaging against 71 points on the season. They're at 28 with 2:28 to go in the third period. Union, on the other hand, scoring a little bit less than that.
You look at the score in the morning and you'll say those guys were playing slow-down basketball. Hey, Don, they're just playing hard, aggressive basketball, and it's tough to get in there. Now, the zone is very good that they're playing.
Dinsmore, a little off balance on the shot, goes off the hand of Zach Bennett and remains with the top-ranked Trojan.
Crowd's giving Earl Burrows and Johnny Johnson a lot of help in officiating tonight.
Giving them the business. Outlet pass to Matt Holliday. Inside alley-oop work to Medic. Aaron Jack, by the way, on the bench with 3 personal fouls and 8 points. He's their leading scorer at 16 per game. Daniel Chi hadn't scored in this game. Rinzai Stone hadn't scored in this game. But here's Jenks, JB, only down by 3, and that shows you again that they don't really count on any one guy.
It doesn't make any difference because they feel like they've got 9, 10, even 11 players that can step up and put the ball in the net. And Chi comes back in the ball game, gets a couple of 3 minutes rest, and the aggressive defense causing some turnovers here in the third quarter on Union.
Chi averaged 11 points in the Tournament of Champions. That's his season average. He has the ball here off to Berman. Berman has 12 points all in the first half.
Zach Bennett, the 6'8 junior, he's on the point of that 1-2-2 or 3-2 zone, makes it tough.
Oh, Chi got robbed. Rebound on the follow, won't go. For 33, Dinsmore. Here come the Redskins. And then Smith lost it out of bounds with Eshelman.
Rod Smith turns it over that time, Don, but he's playing an excellent defensive game. He's gotten the last 2 defensive rebounds down here. One on the interception on the taking it inside, so he's due to 1. That's all right.
Dinsmore fires again, and this one he gets a shooter's roll. He's got 4 points. A minute to go, 31-30. After it was 27-23. So Union's got only 4 points in this third period. And McKenzie with the basketball, but wait a minute. One of the Trojans fouling away from the ball, and the personal foul is on 32, Todd Berman, his second.
Both teams now have 4 team fouls, so they'll be shooting the 1-and-1 in all probability about the same time in the fourth period.
Medic all over Bennett like a blanket. Ponce de Leon being dogged by Daniel Chi. Chi with a little acting. Pays off. Dinsmore covers it up. And the Trojans can take the lead back for the first time in this second half. Medic out to Chi, and they'll work for 1 shot.
Chi didn't get the call he was trying, but I think he really did disturb the shot. Just the fact that he went scooting on the seat of his pants, it looked like Ponce de Leon kind of broke his concentration a bit.
Maybe expecting a foul call.
Could have been.
Jenks down by a point, trying to regain the lead. Berman for 3. Well, our first 2 broadcasts last week in the Tournament of Champions went down to the final seconds. And it appears with 8 minutes left as we come back to start the fourth period, we'll have the same scenario from Union, where the Trojans trailing the Redskins by 1.
The Tulsa Eye Clinic leads Oklahoma in technology. For example, painless, no-stitch cataract surgery.
It was nothing. I thought it was going to be a big thing, but it was nothing.
My colors are brighter. I can see television without my glasses.
For more information on no-stitch cataract surgery, call the Tulsa Eye Clinic at 492-6298.
One of the great traditions of this great community of ours, one of the sponsors of TCI's basketball coverage.
Hi, Don, and it's always a pleasure to talk about Bama Pie and encourage you. Sometime you're on 11th Street, drop in there at 2745 at the Bama Sweet Shop. Try a Tulsa tradition, Bama Pie. And our thanks to Paula Marshall Chapman and all of the great things that Bama does for the city of Tulsa. One of them is sponsoring high school athletics here on TCI Channel Cable 3. And I'll tell you what, we're glad to have them aboard, and we'll be visiting that sweet shop herself very soon.
Are you paying or me? My turn?
Your turn, Don.
All right. Inside, Aaron Jack back into the game. What a tough shot that was. And he's got his first points of the fourth quarter. He's got 10 in the game. 5 in each half. And the Trojans are back in front, 32-31. Ponce de Leon and Allen all over the place. And Allen called for the violation.
I'll tell you what, it's getting tough in here now. Both coaches trying to help a little bit on the officiating, but Johnny Johnson sorts it out. It's going to be Union's ball.
Well, Allen was out of bounds, and he never took a step back in when he touched the ball. Even though he touched it inbounds, his foot, which had been out of bounds, had not touched in fair territory, if you will, when he touched the ball again. Gee, oh, you saw that one coming. And the foul on McKenzie. His fourth.
I don't know how Ponce de Leon, I think it was Ponce de Leon. No, it wasn't. It was Jay Eschler. I don't know how he could ever see across to pick out McKenzie, but he tried to, and you could see McKenzie getting the foul. Don Union has not taken a three-point shot yet. Jenks is 3 out of 12. Union still shooting a respectable 48%, though, from the field.
What about rebounding?
Rebounding, Union still up 23-16, but the turnover ratio, and that's so significant, we mentioned it in the third period, 14-11 now. Union has turned it over more than Jenks, and those 3 possessions is about the difference in the 32-31 lead that Jenks has.
Trojans turn it over. Ponce de Leon to Bennett. He hasn't scored yet in the second half.
We'll get another look at this one here, and you see the interception by Ponce de Leon. Now he's got Zach Bennett coming down. He knows exactly where he is. Once Bennett goes up, he knows he kind of moves around, draws the foul, and is still able to maintain balance to put it on the glass for a chance at 3.
Dinsmore kind of no man's land. If you're going to foul him, foul him. If not, let him have the stuff. Then Costin. Oh, Aaron Jack might have touched it on the cylinder, no call.
It's a tough job to referee, but you're right. He may have touched that one.
Dinsmore for 3. He'll be yanked. And Berman will come back in for Bryant, it appears. 33-32 Union. They have the ball with a 1-point lead.
Don, I think you can safely say typical Frontier Conference basketball.
What a nice fake by Smith. Close the layup. Bennett there. He'll go to the line again.
Bennett really does an excellent job of keeping the ball alive and keeping it high. He will not bring it down. That time he just stayed after it till he drew the foul. We maybe can get a look here and see if that ball was touched on the rim a second ago to see if there was a little interference, and it looked like for a moment there was. Here we get a good picture of Zach Bennett putting it up. Couldn't quite tell.
Bennett leads all scorers, 15 points in the game. He is 3 of 5 from the line. He has 15, Rod Smith with 11. They have accounted for 26 of Union's 34 points. And the Trojans are down by 3. Biggest lead either team has had has been Union up by 4 at halftime.
Here we see Union down back in the triangle and 2.
Berman had the 3, turned it down. Aaron Jack fouled by McKenzie going by. And if that's the case, that might be 5 on the 6'2" senior swingman.
I couldn't quite tell in there exactly what happened, but maybe it was there was a grab as he spun around on the baseline. But this defense, I think, is disturbing Jenks just a little bit because they are manning Daniel Chi. They were manning also Luke Allen. Luke Allen now, I believe, is out of the game. Looks like that Matt Holliday's in, but they'll probably go now to a boxing one. But Don, a triangle and two sometimes really stifles you, especially when they put it on your two guards.
Allen and Chi are in there now, and Berman, along with Aaron Jack, John Medic, the only guy off the bench that didn't start the game. In place of Rinsai Stone in the middle. Jenks down by 3. Jack tries to take it to him. Doesn't get it to go. Bennett tips it to Smith, and here come the Redskins up by 3 with 6 minutes to go in the game. Bennett, nice pass inside, but stolen by Berman, and Sheen can't hang on to it.
Both teams are actually feeling the pressure a little bit now.
Yeah, I think that. I think Jenks, rightly so, could be a little tired. I mean, this is their 4th game in 6 days.
It really isn't against the best in 5A competition. It has to have a little effect.
Each team with 16 fouls, by the way. That hurts.
Done a very smart play in there by Zach Bennett. He goes up with a 15-footer at the free throw line. He knows he's going to get the shot blocked or partially blocked, so he just goes ahead and takes it on down to J.R. Miller, and J.R. with a chance for 3.
This is a big play in the game because it puts the 4th foul on Aaron Jack. It gives Union now a 1-and-1 the next time Jenks fouls, and it gives the Redskins the biggest lead of the game at a half dozen, 38-32. Kind of puts the pressure on Jenks. They start to feel it. Chi throws it away.
That wasn't a very good pass, but again, some pretty good defense in there by Rod Smith.
Chi against Ponce de Leon, just all over it. And it might have almost paid off. He almost bounced it off his foot. Nice work here defensively by the Trojans, Matt Holliday. Wow, that was a big defensive play there.
It really was, and just quick reaction there because he's out of bounds. No way he can save it, and he puts it off of Rod Smith's leg so hard that he can't, nothing he can do about it.
Dinsmore. Allen for 2. Yes! Allen with a half dozen in the game. Big basket, 38-34. 4:50 to go in the game.
Dinsmore just a little hesitating in shooting, but not Luke Allen.
Rod Smith. Ponce de Leon. Union trying to let the air out of the ball, it appears, for just a little bit.
Union's running a little old Oklahoma State hoot owl, and for the old basketball fans, they know what that is. Right there it goes.
3 guards, 2 down men. Rod Smith's got 13. He backdoored him midway point, 3rd period. 40-34 Union. Again, their biggest lead of the night, a half dozen. Aaron Jack for 3. Could he cut it in half? Yes! He's got 13, his 2nd tray of the game. In fact, he's got 2 trays. Todd Berman has the other 2 3-pointers in this game.
We'll say Union spread it out here. It's just a spread set. 2 on either side, 1 in the middle, wanting to penetrate and give off.
Look at Dinsmore come way out. That forces Union to have a man open underneath, and it was Eshelman. Backdoor, Bennett fouled by one of the Trojans going by. Holliday.
That's not a bad cut to the basket by a 6'8 player, is it, Don?
Not at all.
Because he was working the far side, and once the penetration is made in there by Ponce de Leon, he goes and he's able to break loose from the grab in there, still goes ahead and puts it in, but he'll have to go to the line for a 1-and-1.
Bennett on a roll stoop. Gets a bonus to show you the improvement of this 6'8 junior. Last year he averaged a half dozen a game. and from 6 points per game to 17 and a half, and he's just met his season average with that free throw. Gets the bonus. Rod Smith. Whoa.
Oh, I tell you what, high school basketball is fun, isn't it? You know, I'd just like to encourage everyone, if they don't have a team, get out and support a high school team someplace, and you'll find it's a lot of fun. Here, Rod Smith going up, getting the foul, but still trying to push it up. We converted a fan at the Tournament of Champions. Larry Coey, a good friend of mine, came out and caught a couple of games, and he's here again tonight, checking out high school hoops.
He's not at the Drillers game, he's at a high school game. Gotta like it. Smith with a free throw to make it 43-37. Again, that lead up by 6. Dinsmore saves it. The Chi for 3.
Now you're going to see pressure come from Jenks. They're really going to push them full court.
3 minutes to go. Union with the ball in a 3-point lead. 43-40. Frontier Conference up for grabs. These two were the preseason favorites to go for the championship at season's end. Nice. Jack with the right hand gets it back again. Yeah!
And you can see Aaron Jack that time. He wanted that one down. He wanted it down bad.
I thought I heard him yelling at Luke. Luke, he fed it. He missed it with the right hand. Look at him go for it again.
He goes right back up and gets it. He gets the foul right there. And man, he comes out of there. He's ready to shoot a free throw.
And this free throw, if it is converted, would tie the game. Aaron Jack with 7 points in this fourth period has sent the Trojans to the line to tie it up with 2:39 remaining. A timeout called by Union's Mark Tucker, who succeeds Bob Cleveland, who had some great success here. 55-year-old going to Phillips University, where he was at one time an assistant coach. Cleveland, I think I said 55, he's 45. Took Union to a 20-6 record last year, where they shared the Frontier Conference title with Bartlesville. Of course, Cleveland was an assistant at one time under Eddie Sutton at Arkansas, but Bob goes to Phillips to replace another legend, Denny Price. Then they Union hired Clayton Brooks out of Texas, out of Boswell, Texas, or Boswell High School, Fort Worth, to replace Cleveland. Brooks was here just a short time, just a matter of days, and he resigned the post. Unfortunately for J.D. Barnett and the Union Athletic Department, Mark Tucker was available.
And Mark Tucker, as we've mentioned, certainly no stranger to coaching, having won a state championship back in '82 at Oklahoma City Southeast. Here's something we need to follow, Don. Jenks has 4 timeouts remaining. Union has only 1. And the three-point shooting that Jenks has been putting up finally caught up with the Redskins here in the last couple of minutes, with Chi getting one, and who was it? I think it was Luke Allen getting the other.
We're tied for the 7th time in the game. And we've had 10 lead changes. Jack puts up his 16th point to match his season average, and a backcourt foul on the Trojans. This one will go on Aaron Jack, and that will disqualify him from the game with his 5th personal, and that's his 2nd time in as many games. He'll sit on the bench in the waning moments of a game for the top-ranked Trojans. And he calls his club together, as you'll see the replay here.
Ponce de Leon's going to take it up the far side, right up the sideline. And there, Aaron Jack, that was a good call. Had his right leg, or his left leg rather, in there. He's out for the evening.
And he did a nice job, JB. Knowing he fouled out, he called all the members in front of Ponce de Leon, put their arms around the shoulders of each player with a little word of encouragement. Might have worked. Ponce de Leon, normally a very effective free throw shooter. We're tied at 43. 2:25 to go, and a timeout called by the Trojans.
Both these teams were picked to finish first and second. Jinx by the coaches to win the Frontier Conference. Union was picked to finish second, and so they're playing just exactly, I suppose, the way you would expect them to play. And 4 preseason all-conference players, 2 from Jinx, 2 from Union. Luke Allen and Aaron Jack from Jinx, and Zach Bennett and Rod Smith from Union. So 4 of the 6 all-conference preseason choices by the coaches in action right here tonight.
And this game, to give you the new leader, if there is such a thing, if Union should win this game, the Redskins would take over first place in the Frontier Conference. So first place in the conference up for grabs in this one. In Class 5A rankings this week by the Tulsa World, Jinx moves up from number 5 to number 1 by virtue of their tremendous showing in the Tournament of Champions, in which they beat 8th-ranked Oklahoma City Northwest, 7th-ranked Memorial, and 3rd-ranked Booker T. Washington. Union is ranked number 6 in Class 5A. Jinx number 1, Edmond number 2, Washington number 3, Norman number 4, Lawton Ike number 5, Union number 6, Memorial 7th, Northwest Classic of Oklahoma City 8, Midwest City a surprise 9, and Lawton number 10.
Here Union comes back in the triangle and 2. They are manning Chi, and they're manning also Luke Allen, so the other 3 are then just a 3 triangle zone.
We are tied at 43. 7th tie of the game. 10 lead changes. Biggest lead of the game has been Union with a 6-point margin in this 4th quarter, early in the 4th. And then again with 3:24 to go in the 4th quarter, about a minute and a half ago. Then Daniel Chi popped a 3-pointer that cut the lead in half. And then Aaron Jack with a 3-point play to tie it here at 43.
You can see what Luke Allen and Daniel Chi are trying to do. They're trying to rub their man off on not only the defensive, the offensive people of their own, but also the defensive people trying to get free, but not very successful.
Trojans might want another timeout, and they do. With a minute 18 remaining in the game. There have been only 2 baskets in this 4th quarter. All, or I should say both of them, by the Trojans. Aaron Jack hit one early in the 4th quarter to cut that 6-point deficit in half. And then Daniel Chi did likewise when Union went back up with 3 free throws to lead by 6. With the 3-minute mark, Chi hit a 3 to cut the lead in half. Then Aaron Jack with a 3-point play, the old-fashioned way, to tie the game. And it's been that way for about the last minute and a half.
We mentioned the timeouts a few minutes ago when Jinx had 4. With this last call timeout, they have 2 remaining. Union 1. And I can assure you, with a minute and 18 seconds remaining, timeouts could be critical in this contest.
And Union has the possession arrow in their possession.
And that's a big factor. The first jump ball, Union will get the possession.
Well, 4 teams from the eastern side of this state will be in the 5A tournament. Jinx, Washington, Union, Memorial, certainly the 4 favorites right now.
Really some cat and mouse games going on here, trying to figure out what the other team's going to do. Union's right back in their triangle and 2. Manning Luke Allen, manning Daniel Chi. The other 3 just in a triangle zone.
1 minute left in the game, tied at 43.
And it looks like Todd Berman is going to stand here at midcourt, hold the basketball, let that clock wind down.
There's a new rule change, isn't there? You couldn't stand out there for more than 5 seconds.
Well, the score's tied. He'll stand there for about 20 seconds, and then Johnny Johnson will make the defense come out.
Now, if there's a defender on him,
it's still a 5 second.
Okay.
And he's getting ready to tell them now they've got to do something. Jinx may call another timeout. They haven't.
Scott Paddock directing. 15 seconds. Here we go. Todd Berman. He's had a great game with a dozen. ripped away. It'll count. I'm not sure who it was. It might have been Berman sneaking up from behind Ponce de Leon. But that might have saved the Trojans' #1 ranking.
That really could, because I believe Ponce de Leon could have broken loose in there. They got a hand and slowed him down a little, but this is the way it should be played, and this is the way it should go, Don. Right down to the wire. Both teams had opportunities to win it. Now they go to overtime. 43-43. That's a shot that's going up here. Now we see the Ponce de Leon right in here. He kind of slows down, and there's the dig in from behind Luke Allen, and that could have saved the day for them.
That was a courageous play by Allen. If he commits a foul there, you're in trouble.
And sometimes when you reach from behind, whether you do or whether you don't, you get a call on it.
All right, Mark Tucker sends out his original 5. Redskin fans love it.
And they're on their feet, both sides of the building.
3-guard offense for Union. Eshelman, number 15. He has 2 points. Ponce de Leon, number 10, with 2. And Rod Smith, number 20, with 14. Bennett, number 32, controlled the tip, but the Trojans have it. Bennett with 17 points to lead Union. Smith with 14 follows. For the Trojans, Aaron Jack has 16 to meet his season average, but he's on the bench with 5 fouls. Todd Berman with 12. Luke Allen follows with 6. And right now, the Trojans seem to be trying to find a go-to foul. Might have been blocked by Bennett. He gets fouled on the rebound.
Just a real good box out here by Zach Bennett. He gets the rebound after the ball is put up, and then Todd Berman just overreacting a little bit, trying to come in, and he draws the foul.
Zach Bennett, 27 points, a career high earlier in the year against Springdale, Arkansas. Now he's 6 of 9 from the line, JB. But he struggled in his second free throw attempt almost every time out.
But he hits the important one. That first one's one you got to get down.
Puts the Skins up by 1. Doubles the lead. He's got 18 points. 7 out of 10 from the line. Game's leading scorer, and the Trojans down by 2. Alley-oop play. Stone off the heel. Rebound, J.R. Miller. 1 minute gone in the overtime.
Union spreading it out again. It's not a freeze. That's just a spread offense trying to get the good percentage shot, using your cutters. Bennett really making a good cut that time.
Berman went for the steal, couldn't get it. Smith can't get it. Bennett goes.
Good look at Rod Smith. He takes that to the hole. He got a little deeper than he wanted, but Zach Bennett just comes and follows his shot. Always important to follow that shot of your teammate if you're on the offensive end of the basket, because you're going to be able to pick up some easy ones. Zach Bennett was able to do there.
5th foul on Rinzai Stone. And Zach Bennett is 8 from 11 from the line. He has all 5 points in this overtime, and the Skins leading by 5. They need a 3. Jinx doesn't get it. Chi can't handle the offensive rebound, and this one belongs to Union.
And that's a big possession, Don, with 1:35 to go. And you're leading by 5. That makes Jinx has to get the basketball at least 3 more times.
Free throw shooting certainly going to be a key in this game down the stretch, especially for Union. Oh, He almost stole it. Did steal it. Ponce de Leon commits a foul and stops the clock with 1:28.
These two little guards have been going at it all night. And once the ball comes in for Ponce de Leon, they kind of clear it out, and Chi's going to come up just attacking.
Look at that. Man, this little guy's nonstop. We ought to put these two on pay-per-view, one-on-one. If Dr. J and, who was it? Dr. J and Kareem can do it. Chi and Ponce de Leon can do it.
Union shooting 14 out of 21 free throws, so they're really shooting the ball. Jenks only 2 out of 3.
Chi, 5 points, all since the fourth quarter. All in the fourth quarter and this overtime. 48-45. Trojans will kind of dig for that basketball. Both teams in the 1-and-1. Smith by Allen. Yeah. Smith with 16. Chi. Dinsmore. He gets a three-pointer. Under a minute, it's a 2-point game. Dinsmore meets his season average with 7. Ponce de Leon double teamed and a foul at half court called on Luke Allen. That's his third.
Free throws are going to be so crucial here for Union because Jenks is going to have to foul him. They're going to send him to the line. Ponce de Leon just pushing the ball. Here he comes up from behind. Luke Allen drawing the foul.
Mark Tucker, not sure what the problem is. Word is that he is.
I think what's happening here, I think someone got a scratch, and you know, if there's any blood, the new rules in athletics is you have to go sit out. They've got to bring someone in for you. They can't take you over and dress it. They have to take you out.
6'1" junior forward Matt Ido checks in, I-D-O-U-X.
A lot of time left in this one. You can see him putting the bandage on him real quick. And the ball will have to be put back into play, and then he can come right back in.
Dr. Keith Stanley from Eastern Oklahoma Orthopedic Center applying the medical attention, and Union calls a timeout to get Miller back into the game with 46.7 seconds remaining.
And that's a great move in there. I thought they had to put the ball in play, but they actually don't. I mean, if you can get your timeout, well, then you can bring him back in.
Johnny Johnson and Earl Burrows, you see them conversing at the three-point line, left of your screen. They've had a tough ball game to call, JV, and that's something that we don't really talk about a lot, but the officials in this area well respected and really do overall a good job.
Oh, they really do. And a game like this, Don, is so difficult to work. The intensity that they're playing, and they may not be going to allow the Union player back in there. I'm still not sure on that. I need to check that out. But Johnny and Earl Burrows visited with one another, came over here and talked in the huddle, and we'll see if he's able to come back in after being removed because of visible blood. No, they're not allowing him. They're going to keep him. Here we see that spread offense working. And you take a guy like Rod Smith that's got the quickness, the jumping ability, he's going to be able to take it right to the glass if you give him just a little crease to go in.
Got a quick first step.
Jenks has the jump ball arrow. Jenks has 3 timeouts. Union 1.
Ponce de Leon was our player of the game in a game last year here on Channel 3 in a similar situation. He got it by sinking clutch baskets. He's 0 for 2 from the line. Jenks again has a chance to tie it. Three-pointer puts him ahead. Holiday fires! Rebound Miller. Walking call. Timeout Jinx. Wow. It wasn't Miller. It was, I think it was Eshelman, or might have been.
Jinx gets 2 here, but the Trojans still trailed by 1 going to the 4th quarter. In the 4th, Union's Rod Smith is going to get a sweet drive here, and the Redskins win it in overtime, 52-48. In the end,
school courts, Jenks undefeated going in, taking on Union at Union. It was a first half of number 32's Todd Berman for Jenks. 3-pointer, bottom of the net. For Union, number 32, it will be Zach Bennett in the lane for 2, and it was a back-and-forth kind of ball game. Now, at the other end, the 32 in purple, or maroon, I should say. Berman gets the screen along the baseline and lays it in for 2. Then Zach with the attack to the basket, the slam home, gets the crowd fired up. Union wins it 52-48 in overtime. NBA.
Jenks, fresh off a Tournament of Champions title, traveled to Union. The Redskins' Zach Bennett takes it to the hole on Renzi Stone. This one would go down to the wire. The Trojans looking for their big man inside. That's 6'7" Aaron Jack, who is wide open in the paint for the bucket. It goes to overtime, and the Redskins pull out the win. Check out the move by Bennett on the baseline, the jam. 52-48. Union upsets the Jenks Trojans.